finally falling into the rhythm and the cycle of winter. It seems like the days can be gray and rainy, and then the sun will come out and it's cold and maybe a little snow, and then we go back to gray and rainy. It's kind of the typical theme here for winter in the Pacific Northwest. I've learned to, over the years at least, to start to appreciate the gray. There's definitely times it gets to me, but it's almost like this beautiful canvas of gray variations just all over it. And some days it's just amazing to see how many shades of gray there are. Who knew that there was that much? I just like taking those moments, even when it's cold and gray outside, to just step outside and just breathe in the fresh air and walk around on my homestead and just appreciate the beauty, whatever it is and whatever season it is. I'm definitely embracing the gray, and maybe even more so this winter. I don't know, but it just seems like I'm content right now in this cycle of winter weather. I hope you guys are all doing well and that you are in that rhythm of winter. And finding things to do and doing the types of things that the winter weather allows us to do. When the weather is nice outside and sunny, that's where I want to be. I want to be out there and I want to be enjoying that. But when winter's here, I tend to focus more on the inside and things like in projects that I can do and things I can do inside. So I'm really excited right now. I got to show you what I'm working on. It is a crochet project, and you could probably tell by the color of it that I am working on a baby blanket, and that's the exciting part. One of my daughters that lives down in California is due to have her third baby any day now. We are so excited right now to welcome in this new good little grandson. I think this makes grandbaby number 18. So it's, one of those amazing blessings of having a large family is you also end up with a lot of grandkids. And I still have kids that haven't even had children yet, so who knows where that number may end up at some point. But I found this pattern online, and it is so easy to make. It's definitely a beginner's type pattern. I'll leave a link to it. It says, the pattern says a 1 pound Caron, C-A-R-O-N, yarn. And that's what I bought, so we'll see if I have to go back and get more or if the 1 pound will do it. It depends. I'm not sure what the finished size or what I want the finished size to be, because once you get it established, you just keep doing the rows until you have what you want and then put the edging around it. So I'll be done with it here pretty soon. I'm making great progress on it. I just want to take a minute to thank Marty, who sent me a card and just a beautiful, beautiful letter. And Marty, thank you so much. You have no idea how your letter inspired me and encouraged me. It was just very sweet, and I appreciate the time that you took to write the letter and mail it to me. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, you guys, it's time for another episode of Creative Use of Leftovers. Let me show you what I've got. I had 2 sweet potatoes last night that were in my pantry that definitely needed to be used up. I cut those up and cut a couple regular russet potatoes, small ones, and I roasted those, and we had those for dinner. This is what I have left over. Not a whole lot, but I want to get it used up. I also cooked up some frozen green beans that I had, and this is what I have left over from that. Now, I had this meal last night with some fish sticks, so tonight I wanted to do something completely different and maybe take advantage of some of the stuff or anything that I might have in my freezer, kind of that freezer pantry challenge again, trying to use things up. So I have 1 pound of ground beef that has been in the freezer way too long. So I'm going to show you what I am going to do with all of these things, plus more things added to it. So come along with me. I have some carrot sticks that I cut up also maybe 2-3 days ago, and so those are going to get used up today as well. And there you go. I have hamburger vegetable soup. I was actually inspired to make this today by Catnap53, I think it is, and she was sharing in a previous video that she had made beef vegetable soup for dinner, or was making that for dinner, and gosh, that sounded so good. So I had all those leftover veggies, and that's what I turned all that into. I added a kind of a Mexican flair to it by adding the salsa and the taco seasoning, but if you wanted to try something like this, you don't have to do that. You could just add whatever your favorite seasonings are. I am serving tortilla chips on the side with this, but cornbread or biscuits or something like that would also be amazing. So there you have it, my creative use of leftovers, and now we've got dinner for probably 2 nights. It's very cold out here.
Silly.
Yeah. I think we should go in.
go inside.
I think we should go inside, yes. Okay, let's go inside.
Yeah.
And aside from saving money in our kitchen by being good stewards of the food that we have and utilizing our resources to the best of our abilities, I also wanted to share with you today a couple books that were on my bookshelf. These books are both about frugal living. One was written in 2012, the other in 2010. I like to get older books just because I tend to be able to, find good deals on them. Usually through thrift books. Occasionally I will buy something off of Amazon, or if I see a book that I think is going to be a real value, I'll go ahead and buy it new. But I'm just like continuing to build my homemaking bookshelf, and what better way to do it than with a couple frugal books. So the first one I'm going to share with you is called The Good Life for Less. So I will certainly leave links, Amazon links, below in the description box so you can go see these books. But in the spirit of keeping frugal, make sure you check thrift books as well. Goodwill. My mother-in-law actually used to write down books she was interested on a sheet of paper, and then every time she went to a garage sale or went to a thrift store or something like that, she would pull out that sheet of paper as she was looking for books. The Good Life for Less, it was written by Amy Allen Clark in 2012. And she has a lot of great tips in here. I'll just give you a rundown of the things she talks about. The budget, make it, live it, love it. The frugal, generous kitchen, recipes to prepare and share, good times, holidays, family gatherings, special occasions. And the last chapter is keep your house clean, organized, and welcoming. She has a really nice section of recipes. I will say that my version of a frugal recipe and her version of a frugal recipe probably are not the same. However, if you are not used to, frugal, saving money in the kitchen and cooking and things like that, and you do a lot maybe of takeout or fast foods, convenience foods from processed foods from the grocery store and stuff like that, then her book would actually have some good recipes as a good starting place for you. The recipes to share are things like spice mixes and bean soup mixes and things like that you could make and put some on your pantry shelf and give away some for gifts. She's got a lot of fun ideas for all those holidays, and a lot of great things for keeping your home clean, like homemade cleaners, being able to decorate your home on a budget, and many other fun little tips in there. The next one is called Suddenly Frugal by Leah Ingram, and this one was written in 2010, and it is the story of how her and her husband made a big mistake and bought a house that was outside of their budget, a lot outside of their budget, and they suddenly realized what they had done, and now they had very little money to work with. So it was her journey on learning how to be frugal, and they eventually had to sell that house and buy a house that fit within their budget. She has a lot of interesting chapters, different from the first book that I showed you. She gives you tips on how to be a do-it-yourselfer, you know, instead of hiring something done or paying somebody else to do something, she talks about how you could do those things yourself. A lot of it is very much the process that she went through. So she had to change the way that she thought about things, change the way that she shopped, change the way that she looked at appliances, driving, heating your home. There's a lot of different ways that she had to rethink things in order to be able to save the maximum amount of money. Finding items through things like free groups. Because this was written in 2010, she mentioned the group Free Cycle. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. I don't even know that that exists anymore. But I used to use it a lot and found that it was really nice because if you had things that you just wanted to give away, then you could list it on Free Cycle. And I used it a lot. Nowadays, like my community, my county that I live in, the area that I live in has Facebook groups for that type of thing. So people list things that they have that they are either selling for very little or trying to get rid of. There's Craigslist. There's other ways to find things, and she talks about that, how to get something for almost nothing. And chapters like don't throw it out, wear it out, and how to save money on outings and vacations. So the book Suddenly Frugal is a very good book full of a lot of helpful tips. But I do want to say one thing about both of those books. If you are new to trying to live more frugally and wanting to get as many good tips as you possibly can, these books are perfect for that. If you are a seasoned frugal person and you have been doing this for a long time and have read lots of different books on being frugal, you're probably not going to find too many new ideas in these books. I just set that out there as a word of caution because I know there's a lot of ladies that are my age that have been around with me from back in my website days, message board days, and things like that. And, you know, we had to live frugally back then. Many of us were on single incomes and raising families, and we learned all kinds of frugal tips. So I just wanted to clarify that before anybody goes out and spends money on books that they find that they end up don't really necessarily needing. So I recommend either, if the book really appeals to you, thrift books, maybe check them out at the library and just see what they have. Also, if you know somebody, you know, your kids or, you know, a niece or nephew or whatever, if you got people in your family that might need some extra help on being frugal, these books might make excellent gifts for them. Okay, you guys, I think that wraps up Homemakers Journal 30. I hope you found something enjoyable to watch, inspirational, helpful, anything like that. Would you leave some comments below and let me know what you're doing? What's going on in your life and in your homemaking? Let's be an encouragement to others. I would love to see my comment section be something that can be a place where homemaking ladies can gather and share ideas and be an encouragement to each other. That's what really would be my goal with the comment section. So leave a comment. Let me know what you're having for dinner. Let me know what you've been doing in your freezer pantry challenge and any frugal tips that you have and ways that you've been saving money recently. Those are always good tips for all of us. And please don't forget, if you did enjoy this video, would you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like I say, I'm almost hitting 6,000. I'm getting close to subscribers, and gosh, I appreciate you guys so much. You just have no idea. I get a lot out of satisfaction out of this, out of sharing and my time and giving this way, and I really appreciate all of you so much. Okay, I've got baking to do, I've got a baby blanket to work on, I have a video to edit, and a day with a pretty good sized to-do list. So I'm going to end it here, and I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.